Entitlement reaches all walks of life, as you'll find out in this episode of Entitled People. Our first one is from Ray of Lightning. So I just read a story on here about a ring that reminded me of something that happened a long time ago. I'm married now, but this was when I got engaged and my husband had given me a beautiful ring with a small cluster of diamonds. I show some of my colleagues who complimented how beautiful it was, then I show my boss. She wrinkles her nose like she doesn't like it or something, then walks away. After a while, she approached me and asks if I have a warranty on the ring. I say yes, and she tells me to remove the diamonds and give them to her, then I can claim a replacement ring. I laughed, thinking she was joking, but she looked at me straight-faced. She wasn't joking, and I told her that I wasn't going to do that. Then she walked off in a huff. I have many stories about her. She's done some crazy things. The company was once given rugby tickets by a client and they were offered to me. She was so pissed she told me not to come back. Some people. Your boss obviously has experience in scams like this, given the fact that she was trying to have you run the scam for your ring. Shows the kind of caliber she really is as a person. This next one is by Shana Nana. For a bit of context, I've been working in the operating room of a private hospital for 3 years, but I don't work for the hospital. The operating room staff, nurses, surgeons, biohazard cleaning crew have made it pretty clear now that I'm not part of their team, since they give gifts to people when there is a birth or a wedding, in which I always partake, but they didn't for me when I welcomed my daughter a year ago. Monday, I was minding my business in the break room when the head nurse came and asked me why my birthday wasn't on the operating room calendar. I told him that it has never been on their calendar, and if he wants to know, he can simply ask me or the hospital security team since they put my birthday on their calendar. So he asked. I told him it's this Wednesday. He left and came back half an hour later and told me in front of most of the staff, "So which cake do you plan on bringing for your birthday? 'Cause I like your triple-decker brownie way more than the shitty pumpkin cake you brought the other day." Turns out the shitty cake he's talking about is my missing dessert from 2 weeks ago. So I told him that I wasn't planning on bringing anything to the operating room staff, but the security team would get homemade cookies and the birthing team would get a chocolate cake, since they have always been nice to me. He called HR to complain about my attitude and my lack of team spirit, and I laughed so hard because there's nothing they can do since I technically don't work for them. Well, based on what I'm reading, it seems like this head nurse shouldn't even be in their position if they're gonna steal people's food, then talk shit about it later, then sit there and act like they're entitled to a cake on somebody else's birthday. Makes you wonder how many patients they probably neglect as well for selfish means. This next one is from Kinreem. What a crack of shit. A woman made an appointment to have a sewing machine fixed. She showed up 2 hours early to check out my residence. I was running errands. My dad was here in my absence. I got a "thanks anyway, I wasn't expecting this sort of place" text. What the actual frack? So she judged my dad and my place and me without even meeting me. What a judgmental, unkind, egotistical witch. I hope that machine treats her like she treats people. You know, it would be really funny if her sewing machine acted up so bad it grew its own sentience, sewed her mouth shut, and then made her really rethink how she acts. Not gonna happen, but you know, wishful thinking. This next one is by Jinx Terry. Last year, I placed an ad on various websites to sell my unused bicycle as I was relocating. In the ad, I specifically stated that I was only accepting cash and the bicycle would have to be collected. I got an email from a Karen. She didn't reveal her true self until later, expressing an interest in the bicycle. So after the usual back and forth with questions about the bicycle, reason for selling, etc., the Karen said she would like to buy it. I then confirmed the price, that it was to be paid in cash and the bicycle was to be collected. Karen informed me that she can't collect the bike and won't pay in cash. I said that I would be willing to accept a bank transfer, but the bicycle would still have to be collected. Karen said she had problems accessing her online banking at that time and asked if I used PayPal and whether I would accept money through there. I thought this sounded very fishy, but I agreed to this and sent over my PayPal details. The next day, I get an email from PayPal saying that I had to transfer £300 to a courier. Upon payment of that, the courier would collect the bicycle, and only then would Karen transfer the courier cost and bicycle cost. Yeah, right, I'm not that stupid. I informed Karen that I was no longer selling the bicycle. I received an email saying that since she was an older lady, I should respect her and sell the bicycle for half the price and also deliver it to her. I was having none of this and told her that I was not selling the bicycle anymore. My decision was final and to cease contact with me. About an hour later, another email arrived where she threatened to call the police to report a theft and to get in contact with the PayPal legal department. She also claimed that she had transferred the £300 to the courier and didn't get it back. I owed her £300. I ignored the email and never responded. The next day, I got a message from a lovely lady who said she would like to buy the bicycle for her boyfriend as his own bicycle was stolen. We agreed the sale and they came out to pay cash and pick up the bicycle. I had also told her that I had loads of accessories that she could buy if she gave me a good offer. When the boyfriend saw the bike, he was over the moon and gladly agreed to buy all the accessories for the price I bought them for. So that day, there were 3 very happy people after a successful sale. The following week is when the proverbial shit hit the fan. I got a visit from the police who were investigating a theft of a bicycle and cash, and also allegations of a scam. I told them my side of things and showed them the ads I placed, all the emails I received from Karen, and more importantly, the email from PayPal about paying the courier £300. The police asked if I could forward on all the emails as they had seen such a scam before, and because the email had the courier's name, they had something to work with. They told me not to worry as I was not being investigated anymore, but they may be in touch. A few days after that, I received an email from an idiot lawyer in PayPal's legal department saying that they were going to pursue this issue further if I didn't pay the £300 within 10 days. I just forwarded the email onto the police and never replied to it. I have no idea what happened after that because I wasn't contacted at all. I would ask, who does this Karen think she is, trying to run a scam on the level that she is, but then again, the answer's simple. She's a Karen, and Karens always try to do devious shit. But I do hope after all of this, the police got into contact with her and gave her nice silver bracelets to wear, and a free place to live. And our final one is from Rick Rollo 24. So when I was younger, I had a Z car I drove to college in. It got good gas and was fun, so it worked out in the end on that. Well, it was summer and we got transients who follow the rich tourists begging for money, free shit, or just annoy you until you give them something. Akin to tourists, they're a pest, too often trashing campsites, used to work for parks, or just walk up and take shit. Our person we will call E.T. So I was getting gas when E.T. walks up. She looks at me and says, "Hey." I'm waiting for the punchline when out of the blue, "Can I borrow your car? I'll return it, dude, I swear. My boyfriend and dog and I are going to city in opposite direction, and we don't have a way to get there, and you look like you own more than one car." I was a 23-year-old grossing $6,000 a year, which all funding went to gas, parts, tuition, and miscellaneous things to help at home. This is during the last recession when gas was almost $5. Told her it's my only car and she can wait for the bus. E.T. tells me the bus kicked her off with her dog and boyfriend and they're musicians in need. I told her that that's a them problem and I don't got money to hand out and I don't want to give my car to a stranger. She claims to be trustworthy by saying she has a license. I told her no. E.T. can't comprehend this. She huffs and offers me weed. I tell her I don't smoke and I'm not interested. She got really mad and close. "Listen, my boyfriend and my dog been outside 5 hours and like, you'll be so cool if you let us borrow your car." Tell her the answer is no. She pulled her guitar out saying she's late for a show. I told her I don't care. I am not giving her my car. Her boyfriend yells, "We're cool," as he was playing with the dog. I asked if she was high. E.T. began trying at the passenger door. Lucky for me, the lock was set as she kept saying, "Just let us borrow it." She walked back and pled loudly, Come on, you don't need it. Like, it'll be for a few hours, dude. We need the car. Come on, we are a community. I grabbed for my phone, which I realized was in my Z because I was getting scared. Pump clicked put the cap on as ET was asking her boyfriend if he had money to offer me. She runs up and offers me her soiled panties because I look like the type, saying, "I'll go into the porta potty and pull them off for you because you look like you don't see many women." So aside from not comprehending I won't lend my car to strangers, she assumed I'm the kind of person who buys used panties. Like, it's not my thing and it's kinda gross, unhygienic, and how's skid-marked bloody underpants gonna get me a new car? I told her to fuck off and was gonna call the tribal police. They're close and don't take shit from people. Sadly, ET only comprehended police and she screamed, "Pig!" spitting on my car and made pig noises, because belittling people works apparently. Her boyfriend told me he hopes I wreck my car because karma hates me and I deserve it. The next day I saw them on the side of the store doing scratchers and smoking. You know, it's funny how he says he hopes you wreck your car because karma hates you and you deserve it. How about them? If they're musicians, hopefully karma will break every single guitar string mid-performance and then they won't get to finish performing. Karma really hates beggars and leeches and entitled people, that's for sure. Alright, that's enough entitlement for the day. Well, that wraps up this episode of Entitled People. If you liked the video, please drop a like, share my content on all of your social media, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell so you're notified every time I upload, and drop a comment down below. It really helps with the algorithm and helps new people find my channel. Thanks for watching, thanks to my patrons, have a great day and stay safe out there.